When you first look at a book binding like this, you can think that it's painted, all the different colors are painted on. But when you learn about how complicated that work was, it's a really lovely testament to the lengths that an artist is willing to go to produce a beautiful piece of work. This is a 1937 binding of a collection of poems by William Wordsworth. It was bound by the British bookbinder Sybil Pye in a range of colours of what's known as Niger Morocco, which was an old name for Nigerian goatskin. It's a really lovely example of the kind of work that Sybil Pye was famous for. And the main technique that you can see on this binding are what's known as inlays. To produce an inlay for a binding like this, Pye would have begun with the goatskin that is the kind of base layer of the book, and she would have cut out windows of the leather and replaced those with a leather of a different colour. Pye actually liked to cut her inlays a little bit larger than the window and then gently force them into place. So what that means is when you're looking at a cover like this, all these different colours that you're looking at are actually different pieces of leather that have been really carefully cut and put in place. Now, when it came to producing inlays, Pye was really in a class of her own. It's a really complicated technique, and to be able to finish it at this level is the reason why she was so famous. When Pye began bookbinding, there were very defined roles for men and women. Women were often relegated to folding pages and sewing pages, which was lower paid work. The work that Pye was doing, covering books and decorating them like you can see on this bookbinding, was very much considered men's work. And Pye wasn't just one of the few women who was doing this kind of work. She was one of only a handful of women who are recognized as great artists doing this kind of work. And she remains one of the most important British bookbinders in history today. Nigerian goatskins became popular in this country in the early 20th century, as British colonial rule over northern Nigeria meant that the British were able to access skins and hides from Nigeria directly rather than via trade routes across Africa and then up through Europe. Nigerian goatskins in particular were hard-wearing but supple and easy to work with. They had a distinct and deep grain, which meant that they were beautiful. Nigerian goatskins were used at this university for decades to bind and rebind books and manuscripts and to preserve these important texts. So it's really through work like the collaborative research on the Bound Together display that we're able to look again at what might appear like an ordinary material like this Nigerian goatskin, and to think about the African technology, creativity, the labour that went into producing something like this.